And we end today's show about luxury bags carefully handcrafted in China. Turns out your quote-unquote made in Italy luxury handbag might have more ties to Chinese factories than to Tuscany. Thanks to viral TikToks from Chinese factory workers, the internet is now in a frenzy.
Boutique price $23,000, but Guangzhou price $600.
Do you recognize this style, this bag? Of course you do. For the past more than 30 years, we have been the OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton.
Welcome back to Fame Flux, where the truth behind fame gets exposed. The world has seen it, the Birkin bag, perched like a trophy, clutched by celebrities, billionaires, and the ultra-elite. It's not just a bag, it's a global symbol of ultimate luxury and wealth. Valued at around $40,000, if you're even fortunate enough to secure one, it's been marketed as a rare artifact, not merely an accessory, but a handcrafted masterpiece. Hermes has sold the world a dream. Bags meticulously assembled by skilled artisans in the sun-dappled workshops of France. But what if that image isn't entirely true? A bombshell revelation just hit the internet, shaking the foundation of everything the luxury fashion industry stands on. The truth behind the Birkin bag may be murkier than anyone ever imagined. And now, the spotlight is turning to questions no one wanted to ask. According to a viral expose that exploded online, the fabled Birkin may not even be made in France. Not fully, anyway. Instead of being handcrafted on romantic cobblestone streets in Paris, evidence suggests these luxury bags are being mass-produced in factories far from Europe, deep in China. These factories reportedly build the bags at a fraction of the cost, only to ship them back to Europe, where they're rebranded and resold at astronomical prices. What was marketed as exclusivity may now be revealed as illusion. This video has sent shockwaves through the luxury fashion world, and it's raised major questions. If these bags are produced in China, why are consumers still paying tens of thousands of dollars? And more importantly, why has Hermes stayed silent about the true origin?
They're the videos seen by millions of Americans.
Let's not be poisoned and misled by the market campaign any longer.
That seem too good to be true.
We have like thousands of them in stock.
TikTokers claiming to work at Chinese factories that make high-end products and offering to sell them directly to Americans for much, much cheaper. The goods range from Birkenstocks
$10
to Nike sneakers.
Hello, boss. I'm a Nike shoes wholesale factory in China.
And Lululemon workout clothing.
Who are the suppliers behind Lululemon?
One video garnering 11.9 million views.
Here in these two factories, you can get them for around $5 to $6.
Of its crown jewel. The video that ignited the controversy came from inside a Chinese factory itself. A manufacturer, apparently fed up with luxury brand hypocrisy, decided to go public with proof that's hard to ignore. According to the whistleblower, even the materials Hermes brags about, the leather, the thread, the polished hardware, aren't as exclusive as luxury branding suggests. He claims they're sourced globally and then assembled in China at a fraction of the final retail price. Let's start with the leather, the very soul of the Birkin bag. Hermes has long insisted it uses only the finest hides from elite tanneries in Italy, France, and Germany. Names like MTI in Italy and Weinheimer in Germany carry serious weight in the luxury market. These suppliers are known for crafting premium quality leather, with each hide costing around $450 per piece. It certainly sounds luxurious, but here's where the story takes a turn. While the leather itself may be high-end, it's not being stitched together by artisan hands in a Parisian studio. According to factory insiders, the leather is shipped to China, where it's cut, assembled, and finished in manufacturing plants, not ateliers. A cow is a cow, they say. And to them, the notion of exclusivity fades when the materials are shipped worldwide and reassembled behind factory doors. Now let's talk about the stitching, the thread that literally holds the Birkin together. Hermes chooses its use of filo chinois, a premium waxed linen thread from France, renowned for its durability and sheen. Each bag reportedly uses about $25 worth of this high-end material, The hardware, supposedly made from 316L stainless steel, often described as ocean grade, known for resisting rust and delivering that signature shine. But again, the materials aren't what's in question. It's the location of assembly and the illusion of heritage branding that's now under fire. But here's the real twist. All those high-end materials are reportedly being assembled in Chinese factories.
But Lululemon says the claims made in the videos are not true. Though the company says it manufactures about 3% of its finished goods in China, a spokesperson telling NBC News, Lululemon does not work with the manufacturers identified in the online videos, and we urge consumers to be aware of potentially counterfeit products and misinformation. Authentic Lululemon products are only available for purchase at our Lululemon store locations, registered Lululemon e-commerce sites, and select authorized and specialty stores. And if you were tempted by that super cheap Louis Vuitton handbag,
Louis Vuitton has many Chinese suppliers, but they just don't admit it.
know that the
Not in France, as Hermes would have the world believe. According to the manufacturer who sparked this viral controversy, while Hermes markets the Birkin as a masterpiece of French craftsmanship, the actual labor is happening thousands of miles from Paris. These luxury handbags, retailing for up to $40,000, are allegedly being put together at a fraction of that cost. And now, the entire internet is in an uproar. The Birkin backlash has exploded across social media platforms, with users everywhere questioning the truth behind luxury branding. Many consumers say they feel completely misled. If the core of Hermès' identity, French-made craftsmanship, isn't accurate, what exactly are people paying for? That question has sparked outrage. Some accuse Hermès of deception, claiming the brand built its empire on a false promise. Others are skeptical, saying the claims are fabricated or that the Chinese factory insider was lying for attention. But another group has taken a different stance, arguing that the value lies in the brand name itself, not the materials or labor. And that's where this story shifts into something even more controversial. If the same bag can be made in China using the same materials, why does the Hermès version cost exponentially more? Is the luxury experience truly about quality? Or is it all about status, image, and perception? Fashion insiders have now entered the debate. Some defend Hermès, insisting the company still maintains exceptional quality control, even if parts of production happen overseas. Others argue that it's time for transparency in the luxury industry, and it gets even more revealing. Hermès isn't the only luxury brand under fire. Major names like Gucci,
company has long maintained its products are made only in Europe and the United States, as it currently states on its website. Louis Vuitton, Nike, and Birkenstock have not responded to our request for comment.
Besides price, I think even more important is the authenticity of the products, the quality of it.
Professor Shen Lu, whose research focuses on the global apparel industry, including international trade policy, says even if the factory did produce that hot handbag you want, they likely would not be licensed to sell it outside of its contract with the brand you know.
They do not only control where they source their products, but also they control where consumers can buy their products.
Prada, and even Louis Vuitton are now facing similar scrutiny. Reports claim many of their products are being manufactured in China too. Brace yourself for this one. According to a well-placed industry source, over 80% of luxury goods may originate from Chinese factories. Yet, surprisingly, most of these brands have avoided public acknowledgement of this reality. This revelation turns the entire luxury goods narrative upside down. For decades, phrases like "made in France" or "crafted in Italy" were seen as hallmarks of prestige. But with these new allegations surfacing, that premium branding starts to feel more like a clever marketing strategy than a statement of authentic origin or craftsmanship. Now, to be clear, this doesn't necessarily mean the bags are falling apart or poorly made. In fact, many are still crafted with precision and high-end materials. However, the idea that these status symbol products are being assembled in massive overseas factories rather than by artisanal hands in Europe casts a long shadow over the entire luxury fashion model. If the branding revolves around heritage, exclusivity, and European artistry, but the labor is outsourced to reduce costs? What does that mean for the legitimacy of these high-end labels? It's a critical question, and consumers are starting to demand answers. Social media platforms are flooded with posts from buyers who feel misled. Some are even requesting refunds, arguing that if the craftsmanship isn't as advertised, the price tag should reflect that. As luxury shoppers wake up to the possibility that their $5,000 handbag might be no different in origin from a fast fashion item, trust in these powerhouse brands is starting to erode. The pressure is mounting, and it's no longer about the bags. It's about transparency, value, and whether luxury still means what it used to mean. For a sector built on reputation, the implications could be massive. Luxury brands like Hermes are now facing serious public backlash. This isn't just a small mistake or isolated rumor. It signals something much bigger. What we're witnessing is a potential turning point for the luxury fashion industry, and it's starting to reshape how consumers view high-end labels in today's world. People are no longer content to accept inflated price tags at face value. In 2025, the meaning of luxury has shifted dramatically. It's no longer about exclusivity alone. It's about proof, transparency, and accountability. Consumers are demanding more than just polished marketing. They want authenticity, detailed sourcing information, and evidence of ethical production practices. And when they don't get that transparency, the response is swift and vocal. Social media comment sections are packed with criticism.
Shen encourages shoppers to beware of the context in which these misleading offers have surfaced. They come amid an onslaught of memes, many of them appearing to be AI-generated, coming out of Chinese social media as the trade war rages on. From this video mocking the idea of Americans, or at least a caricature of Americans doing low-wage factory work, to this one that says the cards the US is playing were made in China. And even the Chinese embassy based in DC blasting everything from American transportation to high price tags. This trade war turned internet beef doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon.
And Camila
Hashtags targeting specific brands are trending globally, and Hermes, they've stayed completely silent. No official statement, no clarification, no response whatsoever. Just silence, as if hoping the controversy will quietly disappear. While Hermes keeps quiet, some competitors are stepping forward to address the rumors head-on. NBC News recently reported that several brands have outright denied the allegations. In contrast, companies like Louis Vuitton have updated their websites to clearly explain their production processes and sourcing locations, offering more transparency than ever before. Still, not every viral claim holds water. Some of the most widely viewed TikToks fueling this controversy have been flagged for being misleading or inaccurate. Conrad Quilty Harper, author of Dark Luxury, told The Independent that many are confusing counterfeit operations with legitimate manufacturing sites. According to him, some high-quality factories in China are expertly playing to Western tastes and social media trends. France 24 also echoed this sentiment, noting that while some claims may be exaggerated, the debate is far from settled. Whether true or partially false, the damage has been done. The luxury fashion image has taken a direct hit, and consumer trust is clearly being tested. With allegations of fraud and millions of dollars at stake, Hermes could be facing a substantial legal nightmare. The implications are far-reaching and extend well beyond the brand's internal operations. One area already feeling the shockwaves is the luxury resale market, which now finds itself on incredibly shaky ground. Sellers are moving in opposite directions. Some are scrambling to liquidate their Birkin inventory, worried the scandal could deflate resale values.
Joins us now. I mean, look, I love a sale. We all love a deal. Is there any way for consumers to fact check specific TikToks if they're claiming to be suppliers for some favorite brand of ours?
There is, and they should, because Lululemon, for example, has a list of all of their suppliers online, and it shows who they are, what exactly they do, and where they operate. So if you have any doubts, you should check the Lululemon website or any brand that you're trying to shop for and try to fact check yourself, because you might be able to do just that. If you have any doubts, you keep checking the internet, because the reality is that if it looks too good to be true, Ellison, it probably is.
Yeah, that always seems to be true, right? Camila Bernal, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
Others are holding their breath and their bags, hoping the controversy fades before the market reacts. The uncertainty is making waves throughout the secondary luxury space, prompting even seasoned collectors to reassess their holdings. Authentication platforms are also facing mounting scrutiny. If a Birkin is manufactured in China, but labeled as made in France, how can anyone confidently verify its authenticity? This puts authenticators in a tough position. At this point, what exactly are they certifying? It's a fundamental challenge that threatens the trust supporting the entire resale infrastructure. Collectors, once loyal and confident, now feel deceived. The foundations of their investments are being questioned, raising doubts about what's genuine and what's marketing fiction. Meanwhile, Hermès' competitors are quietly watching the situation unfold. Some are likely celebrating the distraction, while others are growing increasingly nervous, wondering if they'll be the next to face public scrutiny. This controversy has opened the door for a much larger conversation across the luxury industry. If Hermès, a brand revered for tradition and exclusivity, can be exposed for outsourcing production while charging premium prices, it sets a precedent. How many other luxury labels are walking the same line and waiting for the hammer to fall? The image of handcrafted Parisian luxury is unraveling, and the mask is finally slipping. There's no putting it back. So what comes next? The trust that once defined this brand has been shattered. And in the world of high-end fashion, trust isn't just important, it is the brand. Without it, the entire illusion collapses, leaving loyal customers questioning their investment. Influencers who once flaunted their Birkins like trophies are now turning against them. Viral TikToks with titles like, "I spent $30,000 on a lie," are exploding across platforms. The backlash isn't just loud, it's transforming into something much deeper, a full-blown reckoning that could redefine the future of luxury fashion. Hermès now stands at a crossroads. Either the brand confronts the controversy head-on, restores trust, and helps redefine what modern luxury truly means, or it clings to outdated prestige and risks fading into irrelevance. Because today, luxury isn't just about the object. It's about authenticity, origin, and transparency. It's about the story behind the brand, and right now, that story is unraveling fast. Adding another layer of complexity is the geopolitical backdrop. These revelations gained traction just as President Trump announced a 90-day pause on certain global tariffs, while also raising import taxes on Chinese goods to 145%. Some speculate that the Chinese government might be amplifying these exposés through TikTok's algorithm in response to those tariffs. But regardless of what's driving the narrative, this is a public relations nightmare for luxury labels worldwide. And maybe, just maybe, it's the moment when true craftsmanship and transparency can finally take the spotlight they deserve. So where do you stand? Is luxury defined by where something's made, how it's made, or the story we've been told to believe? One thing is clear. The luxury industry just got a reality check it didn't expect. And this conversation is far from over. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.